Shocking Day 6 highlights from the World Athletics Track and Field Championships 2025. Gold sports medal explosion symbol. A day for the ages. Day 6 of the World Athletics Championships 2025 in Tokyo will go down as one of the most unforgettable days in track and field history. It was a day when legends clashed, underdogs rose, and world records trembled under the weight of sheer brilliance. From breathtaking sprints to dramatic upsets, from emotional tears to celebratory roars, the Olympic Stadium transformed into a theater of shock, awe, and magic. The headline screamed it all. Unbelievable. Day 6 delivers shocks. Yet no headline could capture the raw emotion of those hours. For fans around the globe, this was not just sport. It was history written in fire and speed. Morning drama, heats and surprises. The morning began quietly with the heats, but even then, Day 6 refused to be ordinary. In the men's 800-meter heats, defending champion Emmanuel Wanyonyi of Kenya looked shaky, barely scraping through to the semis. Fans gasped as the favorite stumbled near the finish, visibly out of rhythm. Was fatigue catching up? In the women's 100-meter hurdles prelims, Masai Russell of the USA, one of the medal contenders, clipped 2 barriers but still advanced. That was messy, she admitted, laughing nervously, but promised to clean it up when it matters. In the men's long jump, a relatively unknown athlete from South Africa, Lethabo Mokena, soared to a personal best in qualifying, leaving analysts whispering, could he challenge the Giants in the final? Even the so-called routine morning sessions had fans buzzing. And little did they know, the evening would bring shock after shock. The afternoon storm, finals begin. As the sun dipped low and the stadium lights took over, the atmosphere changed. The energy shifted from casual excitement to nervous tension. Event 1, Women's 400-meter final, Sydney McLaughlin-Lavrone's masterclass. The first major final of the evening set the tone. Sydney McLaughlin-Lavrone, already the queen of the 400-meter hurdles, stepped onto the track for the flat 400m. Many wondered if she could truly dominate both events. The answer? A resounding yes. Sydney ran a knee-perfect race, blasting through the first 200m and holding form with elegance on the back straight. In the final 100m, she unleashed a finishing kick that left the field gasping. She crossed the line in 47.89 seconds, the second fastest time in history, narrowly missing the world record. The stadium erupted. Cameras caught her collapsing to her knees in tears, overwhelmed by the magnitude of her achievement. Fans screamed her name. Behind her, Marilady Paulino of the Dominican Republic took silver, while Britain's Nicole Egan shocked everyone with a bronze finish. I can't believe what just happened, Sydney said, holding back tears. This is beyond a dream. This is history. Event 2, Men's 200-meter semifinals, chaos and controversy. Next came the men's 200-meter semis, and the drama skyrocketed. The lineup was stacked. Noah Lyles, the reigning king, Lettsale Tebogo, the young prodigy from Botswana, Endre de Grasse, Canada's Olympic hero, and Gout Gout, the teenage sensation from Australia. Heat 1 went smoothly, with Lyles cruising to victory. But in Heat 2, Tebogo and de Grasse collided in the curve, throwing the entire race into chaos. Tebogo stumbled but managed to finish, while de Grasse slowed dramatically, holding his hip. Officials reviewed for minutes before deciding. Both would advance on appeal. Fans were divided. Was it fair? Social media exploded, debating whether contact was incidental or avoidable. Whatever the verdict, one thing was clear. The men's 200-meter final would be explosive. Event 3, Women's 200-meter final, Melissa Jefferson Wooden versus Shericka Jackson versus Dina Asher-Smith. If Day 6 had a crown jewel, this was it. The women's 200-meter showdown was billed as the race of the championships, and it delivered every ounce of drama. The cast was legendary. Melissa Jefferson Wooden, the American double sprint queen. Shericka Jackson, Jamaica's powerhouse. Dina Asher-Smith, Britain's elegant sprinter. The gun fired, and Melissa stormed out of the blocks like a rocket. Shericka hunted her down with her trademark strength, while Dina floated gracefully through the curve. Down the straight, it was 3 across, the stadium shaking with screams. In the final 20m, Melissa found another burst, dipping at the line to win in 21.63 seconds, a championship record. Shericka took silver, Dina bronze. The crowd was in tears. The stadium camera panned to Melissa, draped in the American flag, crying with joy. "This is the hardest race of my life," Melissa admitted. "But I wanted to prove that I belong with the greats." It was more than a race. It was an epic, the stuff of legends. Event 4, Men's 110-meter hurdles final, Cordell Tinch redemption. Few stories were more shocking than this. Cordell Tinch, an American hurdler once overlooked, stormed to victory in the 110-meter hurdles final. Facing world champion Grant Holloway and Jamaica's Rashid Broadbell, Tinch was the underdog. But his start was flawless, his rhythm perfect, and his finish fearless. He dipped at the line in 12.89 seconds, a personal best and the world lead. The stadium gasped. Holloway was stunned. Broadbell could only applaud. Tinch fell to the ground, overcome with emotion. Years ago, he had almost quit the sport. Now, he was a world champion. "This medal is for everyone who doubted me," Tinch said, his voice cracking. "Never stop fighting. Ever." Emotional highs and lows. Day 6 wasn't just about records and medals. It was about emotions. After the women's pole vault, American Katie Moon hugged her rival Angelica Sidorova, both sharing tears after an exhausting duel. Moon took gold with 4.95 m, but the spirit of sportsmanship stole hearts. In the men's 5.000 m heats, Uganda's Jacob Kiplimo limped off injured, leaving fans heartbroken. His dream was over. Meanwhile, Ethiopia's Dadaft Tsege electrified the women's 5.000 m semis, finishing so far ahead that the stadium buzzed with whispers of another possible world record attempt in the final. The crowd atmosphere. Tokyo's Olympic Stadium had seen greatness before, but Day 6 felt different. Fans painted in Jamaican green and gold, waving Union Jacks, chanting USA, USA, and singing Ethiopian songs turned the stadium into a cauldron of sound. The Japanese hosts embraced every athlete, cheering not just for winners but for every finisher. When a young sprinter from Fiji finished last in his heat but raised his arms proudly, the entire crowd stood and applauded. Global shockwaves. The events of Day 6 lit up the world. ESPN called it a day of chaos and beauty. BBC Sport dubbed it the night sprinting changed forever. Social media erupted. Hashtags like #TokyoDay6, #MelissaTheQueen, and #TinchShock trended worldwide. Usain Bolt tweeted, "What did I just watch? Day 6 was fire, fire, fire. Congrats to all the champs." Even Serena Williams weighed in. Women's sprinting has never been more powerful. Inspiring. Why Day 6 will be remembered forever. Day 6 wasn't just a collection of races. It was a turning point. Sydney McLaughlin of Rowan proved she is one of the greatest all-around athletes ever. Melissa Jefferson Wooden cemented herself as the new face of sprinting. Cordell Tinch showed that underdogs can become champions. Shericka Jackson and Dina Ashersmith reminded us of the beauty of resilience and pride. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share. Till next time.